Beginner Band. This is Miss Williams, and I'm here to share with you what we did last week in our Google Meets, and hopefully you'll be able to do this throughout this week as well. So first off, we went over these rhythm cards, and this is the first one. This is a whole note, and a whole note gets 4 beats of sound, so it looks like this when we clap and count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we have the half note, and the half note gets 2 beats each, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we have 4 quarter notes, and each quarter note gets 1 beat of sound, and there's 4/4 in time, so there's 4 of them in a 4/4 measure, and it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we have quarter notes, but we also have this squiggly line, and do you remember what it is? That's right, it is a quarter rest. So a beat of rest gets a beat of silence, where a note gets a beat of sound. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3. And that beat of rest or silence beat was on beat 4. Let's take a look at this one. This is going to be 1, 2, 4. It's really important that you know the beat of silence is on beat 3, and beat 4 has a quarter note, so that's beat 4. Let's keep going. This one is 1, 3. Again, we've got beat 1 having a sound, and beat 2 is a silence. Beat 3 is a sound, and beat 4 is another silence. Silence in music is just as important as sound, so it's really important that we know the difference. Here's our next card: 1, 3, 4. All right, so beat 2 had the silence beat. Next, we're putting some quarter notes and half notes together, so this card sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. We hold our hands together when we have a sustained note. So we have 2 beats of sound here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beat 3 and 4, sustained. Here's our next rhythm card: 1, 2, 3, 4. And another rhythm card with a half note, so we have to know what beats this half note is going to receive. So this is beat 1, this is beat 2 and 3, and this is beat 4. So it sounds like this. Let's see if we can do it together. 1 and 2 together, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last rhythm card is this. And so we have beat 1 and 2 in the half note, beat 3 is a rest, and beat 4 is a quarter note. So let's do it together. 1, 2 together, play. 1, 2, 4. All right. After we talked all the way through those cards in our last Google Meet, we went back and played them. And we're going to play them with our mouthpieces. I have several mouthpieces here. I have the trumpet mouthpiece. I have a clarinet mouthpiece with a ligature and a reed on it. And I have the flute head joint. Let's actually take a look with flute first. We're going to play with the flute. So when you play your head joint, and you should be playing with just your head joint, not the whole instrument yet. We're not quite ready for the whole instrument, and some of us are still getting instruments. So if you don't have an instrument, just make your band face, flat chin, corners in. Okay, we don't want air going into our cheeks like this. Okay, so when we play flute, we might even hold the opening of the flute head joint to our lips and roll out, so you can feel the bottom of the lip plate with your lips. And sometimes we call this kiss and roll, but it just means to hold it to the lips and then roll out. Just like a bottle, you want to blow across the opening, and it will make a sound like this. Now what we're trying to get is actually an A. So if you play your flute and it sounds like a different sound, you might want to try to tune it with, this is a tuner here, and make an A sound. My A is not coming out. It's coming out as a G sharp, but that's okay. That means I'm a little low. Take a look. Okay, I'm low today, but the goal is for an A. G sharp's pretty close, and it should also be an A if we put our hand over it. There's my A. Okay, so our goal is an A, and you can check out how close you can be on your tuner, and we're using this tuner, so you can go to the same website and try it out. Okay, so for a whole note on flute, we're going to try to hold this out for 4 counts. Let's see if we could do it. 1, 2, together, go. Excellent. Awesome. So if you played trumpet, you would do the same thing. 1, 2, together. Now you might be wondering, like the flutes might be wondering, what are they doing? Well, for a trumpet, you buzz your lips. And when you place your mouthpiece, which is in the shape of a cup, up beside your lips, it sounds like this. And they can make different sounds. So on a tuner like this, they can make all different kinds of sounds. Apparently my lips and my eyebrows are connected. All right, so it's kind of fun to try out different notes on the trumpet mouthpiece. All right, we're going to take that down for a minute. And the last mouthpiece that we're going to also play is clarinet. And clarinet, you have to put these parts together. This is the barrel and the mouthpiece, and then we have a ligature and a reed. So you have to put the reed into your mouth and moisten it so that the fibers on the cane become a little bit more flexible, because that's what's vibrating. So our sound here is the reed vibrating, and you'll place the reed on top. I'll show you really quickly. You place your reed on top of the table. See how this side is very flat and this side of the reed is very flat? We're going to place those 2 flat pieces together, and we're going to make sure that the reed is right up close to, there you can see it a little better, there we go, to the mouthpiece, and there should be like a hair line of mouthpiece being shown right behind the reed. And then very, very carefully, because we don't want to chip our reed, we're going to place our ligature over that and line up the bark to the ligature, and then we're going to tighten it. And when we do, we can make a sound. So this does produce a note, and it only produces 1. So I'm going to share with you what that is. I think it's an F sharp. So it is an F sharp. So you can try for an F sharp clarinets, and hopefully you'll get an F sharp. And if it's out of tune, that's okay. It doesn't mean that your instrument is broken. It just means that that's what we're going to shoot for. That's our goal. Okay, so for a whole note for clarinet, it would sound like this. All right, and the last instrument, and it's also very, very important, I'm looking around because I've had to find my sticks, are percussion. And percussion, you will play this just by striking your drum once. Make sure when you are playing that you're holding your mallets or your drumsticks 1/3 of the way. So 1/3 of the way from the bottom of the stick is here. We also sometimes in band place a little piece of tape there, so we always know where it is. And we need to create a fulcrum. So a fulcrum means it's kind of a pivoting point that the stick will be able to balance and move up and down. And we talked about actually creating that fulcrum and being able to dribble your drumstick like a basketball. So if you can actually dribble your stick not only in the right hand but also in the left hand, then you're doing really awesome. So you guys have a lot to do here too in practicing your fulcrum. Now, for a whole note for a drummer, they're just going to strike the drum once and let it ring. They're also going to move their wrists. They shouldn't be moving their arms like this. So you want to move your wrist and you'll strike the drum and let it ring. If you're playing xylophones, you'll also strike the bar in the center and let it ring. So that's what we do for percussion. All right, so let's go through some of these cards with your mouthpieces and with your mallets. All right, so this one is a whole note. I'm just going to count it off, and you play with your mouthpiece or your drumsticks. You're going to play it through. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, together, play. 2, 3, 4, stop. Very good, excellent. So let's move on to our half notes. I'm just going to pick a mouthpiece, I'll play it for you, and then I'll count you off and you can play it. So here is the half notes on clarinet. 1, 2, together, play. All right, so that was clarinet, but now it's your turn. So ready? 1 and 2, together, play. Ta, ta. Very good. All right, now we're going to go to our quarter notes. This time I'm going to pick up the trumpet mouthpiece and I'm going to play 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, together, play. Now it's your turn. Ready? 1, 2, together, play. Ta, 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 ta. Very good. You also want to be using your tongue to separate the vibration. So you don't want to use your breath. You don't want to go ha, 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 ha. You want to go ta, 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 and just move the tongue. The air is still flowing throughout those notes. So the air flows just like a whole note, but the tongue is what is separating. If you're playing on your mallets, then you're going to strike ta, 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 ta. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to go to our next card. Ready? I'm going to go to flute. 1, 2, together, play. That's right. We have to know to also rest on the beats that are rest. Okay, because those are beats of silence. Here we go. This is our next card. Ready? 1 and 2, together, go. What's kind of fun is in the first days of band, we do a lot of cards and we actually all play together, and you can hear we're not all playing the same sounds. So it sounds really crazy, but it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. So can't wait for us to do that. This is on the trumpet. Let's go to the trumpet this time together. Ready? 1 and 2, together, play. Excellent. Let's keep going. This time, let's play it on our mallets. Ready? 1 and 2, together, play. Ta, rest, ta, rest. Very good. Excellent. And if you have a practice pad, you could also play it on a practice pad. All right, next, let's go to flute head joint and a new rhythm. 1 and 2, together, play. Very good. Excellent. I hope you're counting. You should be counting those numbers in your head as you play. Let's keep moving. We're going to go to trumpet and we're going to go to this card. Ready? 1 and 2, together, play. Excellent. And we're going to move cards again. Oop, too fast. There we go. And we're going to go to clarinet this time. Ready? Set. Everybody? 1 and 2, together, play. Make sure you have a great band face. Flat chin, corners in. For clarinet, their teeth are on top. Their front teeth are actually on top of the mouthpiece, and their bottom teeth are covered by their bottom lip. So if you think Q and the letter T for your teeth, and your tongue placement, it'll be great. So QT, like Q-tip. Q, Q. All right, let's try another one. We are almost through. We're going to go back to mallets. Here we go. Set. 1 and 2, together, play. Ta, ta, ta. Very good. Excellent. And our last card, let's do it on trumpet mouthpiece. So together, guys, ready? 1 and 2, together, play. All right. After we did all of that last week in our Google Meets, we went to our treble clef notes. And we started to talk about the treble clef. And in the last video that I showed you or had you watch on how to read music, they talked about the treble clef. The treble clef is sometimes called also the G clef. And the reason is because of the swirl here. It swirls on G, which is the second line. It's easy to remember your lines and spaces with the G clef or the treble clef because if you think of the mnemonic, every good boy deserves fudge, it can help you out and you can remember what the lines and spaces are. We're doing it from bottom all the way to the top. So this is E, this is G, B, D, and F. Another mnemonic that you could think of is empty garbage before dad flips. That's a really great one. Or every good burger deserves fries. So there's lots of mnemonics to help you remember the lines on the treble clef staff. So this is always and forever E. All right, let's keep going. This line note, every good boy deserves fudge, is G. And we also know it's G because the treble clef is the G clef, which swirls around the second line. Let's try a space note. Space notes are probably even easier to remember because we think of the word face. From bottom to top, we have F, A, C, E. So if this is on first space, this is the very first letter, F. Is this a space note or a line note? That's right, it's a line note, and it's on third line, 1, 2, 3. So this is the third word in every good boy deserves fudge. So this is B for boy. Let's keep working. All right, is this a space note or a line note? It's a space note, that's right. So we think space, face. Hey, that even rhymes. So this is C, F, A, C, E. Now you're getting it. Let's go faster. Let's see if we can go a little bit quicker. So is this a space note or a line note? It's a line note, and it's on fourth line. So every good boy deserves. This is D. Is this a space note or a line note? It's a line note. It has a line going straight through it. Every good boy deserves fudge. This is F. So make sure that you're practicing and that you're taking a look at your rhythms. There's even rhythms in the back of the book that you can practice with. And you are getting to know those note names as fast as you can read your own name. You want to be able to read those note names. Bye.